Welcome everybody to the March Madness Preview Show. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster. Today we're going to look at the battle in the Elite Eight between the Tennessee Volunteers and the Houston Cougars. And if you like lots of scoring, how about an up and down, fast-paced, fast-break game? Well, that's not going to be this game. Houston is number one in scoring defense. Tennessee is number one in the nation in field goal percentage defense, and both know exactly how to choke the life out of an opposing offense. The Volunteers didn't have any problem blowing past the Kentucky team that had already beaten them twice this season. Now, they got the O going, or got the D going early in an easy 78-65 win. The game wasn't as close as the score would indicate. Now, Houston needed everything in the bag to pull out a 62-60 thriller in what amounted to a home game against Purdue, but it did what it does. It came through late when the pressure was on. Now, the winner of this game is off to face the Final Four or the Elite Eight winner between Alabama and Duke. There'll be lots of offense here, but we're going to look at the defensive matchup right now. This game's going to be played at 2:20 tomorrow afternoon in Indianapolis. And if we look at why Tennessee will win this game, the Volunteers aren't as frenetic defensively as Houston, but they have a style that makes teams play their way. They can force and control the tempo. Houston doesn't take a ton of threes, but is number one in the nation at making them when it takes them. Tennessee is third in the nation at three-point defense, with its quickness able to get outside. It has the bulk inside to keep anyone from getting to the rim. Now, the scoring punch is there in bursts for Houston, but that's not its game. It's not that it can't score. It hung 81 on Gonzaga, but everything comes from the big plays on the defensive side, and those don't come easily against the Volunteers. The Cougars will have to manufacture points on the move, and they'll have to attack the rim more than they'd like. Again, that's an issue against the Tennessee defensive wall. Now, everything is just as fine as long as the shots are dropping. The Cougars might have struggled to find their groove against Purdue, but they're unstoppable as long as they're hitting close to 42% from the field. They're 31-1 when they do that. The Tennessee defense is great, but it's not totally impenetrable, allowing 41.8% or more from the field in 15 games. They lost 5 of those games. Now, Tennessee might be nasty on both ends of the floor, but no one is more physical than this Cougar bunch. It wears on offenses as the game goes on. It might not dominate on the defensive boards, but it's always moving, always attacking, and it makes everyone work for every shot. Now, to beat Tennessee, the Vols have to go dead stone cold to lose. It's possible Houston is able to find the scoring burst to make Tennessee push a little more than it likes. But out of the 7 Volunteers losses this year, 4 came when it shot worse than 25% from the floor. 2 of those were against Kentucky. In 3 of those losses, the Vols shot worse than 35% from the field. Houston won't allow a ton of points, and it's 4th in the nation in field goal percentage defense, but it won't shut Tennessee down to a dead stop. This game is going to be an intense battle between 2 of the best defensive teams in the country, and when it's all said and done, give me the Houston Cougars, or don't give me the Houston Cougars. I think Tennessee pulls the upset here, and I'm going to bet them plus 3.5 points and feel very good here because I think the Volunteers are just too good offensively and not that far off defensively. I think Tennessee pulls off the win here and goes to the Final Four. All right, guys, if you want to bet the top sports book out there for betting on college basketball, make sure you go to BetMGM. BetMGM is your top sports book for betting on college basketball. You can click on the link in the description down below. Make sure you follow me on X. But for now, guys, on X, I am at Grueling Truth. But for now, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.